Hello, Sagittarius. Sorry I didn't get around to doing your reading for last week. I was kind of out of commission with a virus. Nevertheless, this is for June 16th. I asked Spirit, what do you want to say to Sagittarius this week? And what Spirit is offering you is the suggestion to check into your perception of what is virtuous and what is not, good and bad. And this can be something that is within yourself that you're looking at, or it can be in terms of your assessment of the situation in terms of other people. But what you're also being asked to look at is humility. Now, the reason I think this is a beautiful combination of cards is because very often it's from a prideful place or a positional place of what we believe is right and what we believe is all right, okay, perfect, good behavior, on the edge. We do it with a certain sense of righteousness, self-righteousness, and I feel like this might be what you're being asked to check into, because even if we're not doing it with an attitude of, I am right, the very fact that we are judging somebody else's standards as wrong means we are saying ours are better, usually. Unless, of course, we're doing the thing with them that we judge as not right. But anyway, you know what I mean. So what you're being asked to look at here is when you find yourself in that position where you are really looking at a situation where you perhaps demand that others embrace your definition of what's virtuous or good in order for you to really respect them or admire them or think they're okay. There's a whole range on that spectrum. You're being asked to really step back and look at that and say, okay, I'm looking at this situation from the outside. I don't know what's motivated them. I don't know what they're feeling. I don't know what's going on with them that's causing this particular type of behavior. And so what if I allow for the possibility that even though I think I know what's behind this and I'm judging that, I may not have the full story. And, what comes to mind sometimes is, let's talk about maybe, for example, a teenager or a child. You can look at a child and you can judge that behavior, or a young person of some kind, and judge that behavior as being bad because they're withholding evidence or withholding information from you. And you consider that to be bad. As a parent, that's a bad thing. They're not respecting you, they're lying to you, all of this stuff. When in fact, what might be the case is there might be, for example, a whole lot of embarrassment that is going on and they're trying to deal with something within themselves that they're uncomfortable with, that they're judging, and they're not quite sure how to deal with it. It's not about disrespecting you. It's not about wanting to withhold evidence of any kind. It's that they might be struggling with something to do with their self-identity, their social belonging, whatever it is, and they don't really know what it's about. It's not about you at all. It's about what's going on internally with them. So you're being asked to look at that. And I think this might, for some of this Sagittarius collective, this might very much have to do with children. Either children's behavior or the way children are being brought up by people that you know, because I am getting also the ideal childhood card here. So I'm going to leave it with that. I'm going to say I think what you can do is really embrace the idea of humility. No matter what you know, think, or what you're planning to do, remain open to the idea that there is a wisdom beyond yours and stay open. All right, stay open to the input. Remember that there are other forces in play here, okay? And one of the things that you can do, especially if it's about a child that you are dealing with or a child that you are watching being raised, use this as an opportunity to check back and see, where do your judgments come from around that, based maybe on how you were raised. I look at that and I think, in my generation, at this age, You didn't speak back to your parents, right? So for those of us who are raised with that kind of, you don't speak back, for some of us, we can look at children who are a bit mouthy and really, like, we think talking back, when in fact they're just being expressive. Whereas, okay, and now you've got virtue and you've got forgiveness there too. So forgiveness, of course, I love this card. This is the card where forgiveness is defined in two different ways. You say it's okay, but you never really forget. You just keep adding it to a list that you keep in the back of your mind. And then when another thing that's bad comes up, you go, and there it is. And here's the list with the other 99 things that I supposedly forgave you for, but didn't really because they're still here. Or the type 2, where we are all here to learn and grow. We are all innocent creatures here learning to grow and expand our sense of who we are by journeying inward, and that we will make mistakes, and that in the process of life, we will sometimes hurt each other and not always make the best choices. So I suspect that there's some element going on for some of you Sagittarians where these elements might be good to look at. Okay, that's it, Sag. Take care.